Welcome back to another edition of OCG Thursday. Today we're going to be looking at some rather interesting stuff. I once again went to Twitter, kind of stirred around in my pile, and I said, these look interesting. So the first one is going to be a Ddd Deck coming out of the OCG, and the OCG's always got all kinds of interesting things. I think this is the first time I've seen Vice Typhoon in a while. So when this card is normal summon, you can tribute one DD monster. So summon one level 7 triple DDD monster from your deck. During your main phase, if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can fusion summon one level 8 or higher triple DDD fusion from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your graveyard, including this card. So it's actually pretty interesting that they've included that. Of course, remember, they do have Triple King Abyss, King Gilgamesh, which is 2 DD monsters to make it. If it's special summon, you can activate this effect. You can't special summon for the rest of this turn except for DD monsters. Then you get to place 2 Pendulum Scales from your deck onto your field, which is actually pretty interesting. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by your opponent's card effect or attack, you can special summon 1 DD from your extra deck or graveyard in defense mode. So this, man, I really wish we had this already. Like, it would make my life really interesting. And then something else to kind of point out here. This card has become insane in the OCG because declare one card name, banish one card with that name from your deck, and if you do until the end of this turn, its effects are negated, as well as its activated effects and effects on the field of that original name. So you can use this, stop your opponent's Maxi, stop your opponent's Ash Blossom. Like, this is value to the actual player base. And then when your opponent activates one of these and calls Max C, you chain your copy, banish the other copy of itself. You see where we're going with this? Really cheesy stuff we can do. So, on to the deck profile. We have 2 copies of Ash Blossom, 1 copy of DD Crow, 1 copy of DD Ghost, triple copies of DD Lamia, triple copies of DD Necro Slime, 2 copies of DD Orthros, 2 copies of Savant Corporenicus, triple copies of Savant Kepler, 1 copy of Savant Newton, 2 copies of Savant Thomas the Tank Engine, triple copies of Swirly Slime, 1 copy of DD Vice Typhoon, 1 copy of triple DDD Chaos King Apocalypse, triple copies of Oblivion King Ragnarok, 1 Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Fairy Tale Snow, 1 Ghost Bell, 1 Ghost Ogre, triple copies of Maxi, 1 Skullmeister, and 1 Vanity's Theme. Spells in here we have triple Lure of Darkness, triple copies of Cult by the Grave, triple copies of Crossout Designator, triple copies of Dark Contract with the Gate, 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 for 1, triple copies of Pot of Desires, 2 copies of That Ass Looks Greener. Then we have 1 copy of Dark Contract with the Witch, 1 Skill Drain, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Wrapping up the main deck. Man, 60 cards with grass. Feels good, man. Then we have 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 copy of Gilgamesh, 1 Needle Fiber, 1 Blackluster Soldier, 1 Wave King Kaiser, and 1 Duodon King Kalyuga, 1 Shooting Riser Dragon, 1 Omega, 1 Meteor Burst, 1 Formula Synchron, 1 Cursed King Siegfried, 1 Moonlight, 2 copies of Flame King, 1 King of the Super Flame King. And then side deck here we have 1 Lancia, 1 Crow, 1 Prankatops, 1 Skullmeister, 1 Mud Dragon, Violet Chimera, and Starving Venom, along with 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 copies of Super Poly, 2 Twin Twisters, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched. Wrapping this up. It's actually pretty cool to see the DDDs have kind of molded and adapted to a lot of the situations that the OCGs kind of found themselves in as of late, because honestly, the way that the metagame is going over there with the dominating forces in the current decks, it's actually kind of nice to get a little bit of a different feel for their side of the game. So I do like this a little bit. It's a nice little fun deck. Now, this is, I saw this and I was like, what is going on here? So this is supposed to be a Gaia the Fierce Knight deck. And let's be honest, guys, how many of us have actually read these cards? So, Charging Gaia, you normal summon this card without tribute. If this card is normal summon without tribute, it becomes 1900. If this card is tributed, you can add a Blacklist Soldier from your deck to your hand. It's pretty interesting. What are these OCG spells? Action Magic Double Banking. Declare 1 card. If a monster you currently control destroys opponent's monster by battle this turn, the monster can make a second attack in a row. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can discard a spell to set this card directly from your deck. That's pretty cute. And then we have Action Magic Full Turn. This turn, any battle damage either player takes involving 2 monsters is doubled. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard and discard a spell card, add this back to your hand. Are we literally just... okay. So we get to, this gives us piercing damage. Are we literally just trying to cheese our opponent through the spells? I think that's the case here. Then we have one Gaia, the Fierce Knight monster, plus one Dragon monster. This card's name becomes Gaia while on the field. If this card is special, you add one Spiral Spear Strike, your deck to your hand. Oh my god. This card declares an attack on opponent's monster. You can change the battle position of that opponent's monster. Cool, so we can just switch it to defense mode if we attack over something. We can deal piercing damage, and if we have the double banking in this, we actually can just OTK our opponent through 0 attack. What the fuck? That's cheeky as hell. Alright, so we have one copy of Charging Gaia. We have triple copies of Destiny Hero Malicious because we want to be able to go through our warrior shenanigans. One copy of Shadow Mist. Triple copies of Keeper of the Dragon Magic, which lets us search for Polly. 2 copies of Fuma, just another warrior. Triple copies of the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. Triple copies of Vion. 1 copy of the World Giles Guard Dragon. And then 1 copy of Flamvell Guard and triple copies of Gaia the Fierce Knight. I can't believe we're talking about Gaia the Fierce Knight deck. We have 1 double banking, and 1 copy of Full Turn. 1 Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Polymerization, 1 Rhoda, 1 Hornet Drones, 1 Hercules Base, triple copies of Spiral Spear Strike, triple Twin Twister, 1 World Legacy Guard Dragon, 1 Succession, 1 Fogblade, and 1 copy of Shade Brigandine. Now the extra deck down here, we have 1 Wonder Driver, 1 Triple Burst, 1 Link Krebo, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 Isolde, 1 copy of Needle Fiber, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Shooting Riser, 1 Ib, 1 Boral Savage, 2 copies of Gaia, 1 Gaia the Dragon Champion, and 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous Guy. Wrapping this up. This is a very fun concept. I don't recommend actually taking this to a tournament to mess around with, but let's be honest, guys. If we actually had these action spells, I would like to cheese somebody with these. These feel like worse witchcraft cards, actually. But interesting to see that these actually do exist. I wonder when we'll actually get these. Alright, last but not least today. This was a Hammerhead deck that I saw, and I was like, oh my god, what actually does this deck do? So, we are playing 1 copy of Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, because we're trying to cheese our opponent in probably the best way that we know possible, through fishies. So we play triple copies of Hammerhead, once per turn, declare a level, or you can reduce card of this level by 1, and you can special summon a level 3 or lower water from our hand. That's pretty good. Triple copies of the Saber Shark, cannot use a synchro material. You can increase or decrease it, and then of course you're locked into water for the rest of the turn. That's pretty okay. 2 Double Fin, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 level 3 or 4 water fish monster in our graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated and we're locked into water. 2 copies of Silent Anger. If we control water, we get to special summon this from our hand, but we can't special summon monsters from the hand for the rest of this turn, so this kind of locks us in, which is okay. Triple copies of Friller Rapka. When a fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a monster, then target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, the target loses 500 attack. That's okay. The Shark Stickers, oh my god. When a sea serpent is normal summoned, we get to special summon this from our hand. Okay. Triple copies of Beautiful Princess. When this card is normal or special summon, you can banish this card. Special summon 1 level 4 lower fish from our deck. That's pretty good. Then we have standard 1 for 1. A 1 copy of Aqua Jets for an extra 1,000 attack. 2 copies of Surface for special summoning. Our Cheese spell card. Triple copies of Glorious Numbers. If you control no monsters, target 1 number exceeds in your graveyard, special summon it, and then draw a card. Base this card from your graveyard, target 1 number exceeds control, attach 1 monster from your hand to it as material. Okay, we have 2 Exceeds Gift to draw, 1 Monster Reborn, triple copies of Salvage, 1 MST, 2 copies of Aue, and triple copies of Torrential Tribute. I feel like this is just literally a water-themed deck. We have 1 copy of the number 71, which you can target 1 number exceeds a monster in our graveyard, except for him, special summon it, and if you do attach 1 material from this card to it. If this card is sent to the graveyard, choose 1 rank up spell card from our deck and place it on top of our deck. Okay, so we're going to cheese with that. That's literally what I thought we were doing. We have 1 Shark Kaiser, 1 Arrow Shark, 1 Leviathan, 1 Nightmare Shark, 1 Black Ray Lancer, 1 copy of the Black Ray Full Armored Lancer, 1 Silent Anarch, 1 Hope Woven, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 Shark Drake, 1 C-37, 1 Abyss Splash, 1 Silent Anarch, and 1 Baryon Hope. I actually don't even think we're actually going to be able to get to this, but, you know, alright. That's pretty interesting. So, guys, that's all I got for OCG Thursday. I just wanted to post some really dumb decks this week and just kind of talk about them, have a little bit of a blast, because it's pretty interesting getting the chance to see some of the cool concepts that actually come across my desk. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.